This Advanced Warfare commentary was brought to you by ghostwriters. Remember, everything on Earth is ghost written except for Tru Inferno and anything associated with Tru Inferno. Thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube citizens, it's another Advanced Warfare commentary video for you, the YouTube citizens, and this is your boy Jazz, Tru Inferno. Alright, so there's a few things I need to get out the way real quick. Not right now, a few things, but just one thing I need to get out the way. And some of you have been asking, what happened to the Arkham Knight videos? Well, I've been meaning to address this last week, but I never really got a chance to because of how long I had to talk in the videos that I done last week. So here I'm gonna address it right here, right now. Well, my recording device been acting stupid, as some of you should have been noticing right here. It will be laggy, it will be skippy, the audio and the video will no longer match, and I mean you'll see examples of this more likely in this video. And I have been trying to fix it. So when it came to the third episode of the Arkham Knight, it was just so messed up. Like normally I would be somehow able to salvage it. Like in the Call of Duty videos, they're not as important because I'm just talking about random topics that just pop in my head or that is going on throughout the world or whatever. But on videos like the J Show and especially, you know, the Let's Plays, the video had to be really in sync because I am talking about the gameplay. So and with the baseball, with the J Show, I was able to salvage that. That's no big deal. But when it comes to the Batmans, the Let's Play Batmans, like they were kind of hard to salvage, and episode 3 was just like impossible. So, and like every time I try to re-record it, it would still come out the same. I tried all these different techniques for what to do with it, and no matter what I did, I couldn't fix it. So I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna drop it. Now, at this point in time, however, I did come up with a way to fix it, but the video quality would have to go down a bit. In order for me to, you know, what I had to do in order to fix it. So if you still, and another way, so I could have got it back. I could have rebooted. I was thinking of rebooting the series, but the problem is there are just so many Let's Plays Batman Arkham Knights out there, and most of them are done already. I feel like my Arkham Knight videos will not get the attention it will deserve if I was to reboot it. Not to mention I would only do 1 or 2 videos a week, more likely 2 videos a week because of the amount of content that is in that game. So therefore I decided to just drop it, and I'm gonna stick with obviously the Advanced Warfare / Destiny videos on Wednesdays and the J Show on Saturdays. So yeah, there you go. That's what I'm rolling with. Now let's get on to today's topic, and this was a topic that was brought up last week to some degree, and that is award shows, and the fact that I don't even watch it no more. So y'all probably wondering why you don't watch award shows no more. Well, there's a number of reasons. So I want to go back to my days when I was in college, when I went to school crap, the very first college I went to, and back then I was making that transformation from a guy who thought rap and hip hop was the same, that didn't give it too much thought. Not a lot of people talk about the difference. Not a lot of people acknowledge that there was a difference back then. To the point where now I know that there's a difference. That now that I know that rap and hip hop are different, and you know, so for whatnot. But in the midst of all that, I will always watch the award shows. It doesn't matter what it is, you know. Not like the Teen Choice Awards, the Kid Choice Awards, the MTV Music Video Awards, the BET Awards, the BET Hip Hop Awards, the Oscars, the Grammys, you know, like almost all of them. I will watch them. You know, mostly because I want to see who wins, and not to mention, back in the days of like the 2000s, there was some rappers who were there was a lot of rap beat going on back then, and the majority of the rappers would be in the same roof at these award shows. So I'd be watching to see what they would say about one another, what they would say to one another, and to see if anybody was going to fight or if something was going to go down that night. So that, you know, those was the reason why I was watch. But as I gotten older and learned the difference between rap and hip hop, and I apply that knowledge to these award shows, I was looking at them like, what? And the one problem with these award shows, especially the BET award shows, the BET Hip Hop Award Show, is that they generalize rap and hip hop as the same. So, for example, and remember, I did a video about what is real hip hop, a two-part video is that as a response to Six's video. When he did one, and obviously there was some things I disagree with in his video, but yeah, that's another story that you can revisit at another time, or as soon as this video ends, or whatever. So let me give you the perfect example of what I'm talking about here. The BET Awards happened this year, this past May, and I'm looking at Best Male Hip Hop Artist of the Year. So the nominees are Big Sean, Common, J. Cole, Drake, Raleigh, and Kendrick Lamar. I'm looking at this list and I'm like, they actually got Common on this list? And I was like, I had to do some research. I'm like, he didn't come up with an album until like sometime in 2014. This award show is for this year, 2015. So I'm like, what's the the time frame to be nominated for this year? Like, if it's like from May of last year to May this year, something like that, okay, then maybe. But it was confusing. But I had no problem with him being a nominee. But the winner was Kendrick Lamar. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, now I didn't watch the show, but I'm on the Wikipedia to see who won or whatever. I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, I can go along with that to some degree. Because in my opinion, Kendrick Lamar is more of a rapper. However, he's more than in between guy. He's a rapper because of the way he's his appearance, the way he presents himself, because he got that media attention. But at the same time, he got some out cold lyrics. I'm not gonna front. He really do. You know, Big Sean, the same way. J. Cole, the same way. Drake, the same way. Raleigh, that's a straight up rapper. I don't know why he was even nominated. And then you got Common, who is obviously a hip hop artist. So, and then I'm looking at this and I'm like, obviously we're not going from career wise, because career wise, Common lyrically is better than all of them. So, but we're going by the year, assuming we started from January 2015 to that point. I don't know why, to be honest, I don't know why Common's on the list, because I haven't seen him done anything this year. Album rise. So it must be something from last year, because he did come out with an album last year. So yeah, and then, you know, and that's another problem with these award shows. There's no committee that is known to the general public as far as who picked these nominees, how were they nominated, why were they picked, and blah blah blah. But as far as the nominees and who won, this year, for the most part, I had no problem with. Outside of Raleigh being a nominee. Best female hip hop artist, that one just like that one just like, no. That one should be changed to best female rapper. And here's the nominees. You know, we got Azalea Banks, Iggy, Def Loaf, Nicki, Trina, and Tink. First of all, when I saw Trina, I was like, Trina? She started making music again? Like, what? Trina? That one caught me by surprise. And I looked up the others because I had no clue who Tink was, and I had to look up Def Low and Azalea Banks. I don't follow these mainstream cats no more. I really don't. I'm more about the underground. So I looked them up, and I'm like, okay, there was only one chick on this list that had potential to be a hip hop artist. Everybody else was just straight up rappers. And obviously Nicki won. Now the thing with Nicki though is, yes, she's a rapper, but she do have, at times, she do have some lyrics that are not bad. but mostly she's a rapper. So I'm like, they need to change, and that's the one problem with the BET period. They like to think rap and hip hop are the same thing. They like to look at rappers and categorize them as hip hop artists. I'm like, no, they're rappers. And I'll give you another example. And I remember a few years back, I remember watching something. I forgot what award show it was, but I got so frustrated with it because it was just like, I was like, what? How can they nominate this guy, this person in this category? So let's see. I'm trying to think back. 2009. That's a good one. The BET Awards back in 2009. Best Male Hip Hop Artist. The nominees are Rick Ross, T.I., Kanye West, Young Jeezy, Lil Wayne. I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of things wrong with this list. First of all, Rick Ross, T.I., and Young Jeezy are not hip hop artists. They are rappers. Kanye West, okay, that's different. Lil Wayne, he's a rapper, but his lyrics at that time, his lyricism was amazing, and he eventually won the award. Okay, so I let that one slide because he won. But as far as like the nominees, I was like, no. And then we look at the best female hip hop artists, and they only had three, and those three were MIA, Lil Mama, and Trina. I'm like, none of them are hip hop. They are rappers. And MIA won. I'm like, and I think that was the year where I was like, nah, I'm done with this. I'm done. Either 2009, 2008, or 2007. Might have been 2007. I don't remember. But then we got the Grammys. Let me get into the Grammys real quick. The Grammys do have a committee that actually goes out and make the picks as far as who should be nominated and so forth and whatnot and blah blah blah. And the Grammys did right. They categorize them as rappers and not hip hop artists. So that's another thing that they did right. But again, like let me give you an example here. And I'm looking at last year's because the Grammys didn't happen this year, not January. So the Grammys last year, the best rap performance, Kendrick Lamar. The best rap song, Kendrick Lamar. The best rap album, Eminem. The best, well, I ain't gonna go with that best rap slash song, cause no, we gonna ignore that part. So, and I'm like, and you know, and again, I'm like I said, I just stopped watching that point. Watching award shows. Now this was last year's. This was the most recent Grammy Award category in the rap category. They don't have a hip hop category. And so yeah, there you go. Now another reason why I don't watch the award show because it's not really about who's the best that year. It's about who's the more popular, who's the quote unquote hottest of that year. And in some cases, it's more about publicity stunt. The Grammys, one of the more prestigious award shows, got criticism. And this one really shook me. Back in 2011, there was some criticism over Kanye West's album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which was called, quote unquote, the most critically acclaimed album of the year, a career-defining record, but yet it was snubbed in favor of nominating less sustainable albums for Album of the Year. And I'm going to read this quote by Randall Roberts, who is a writer for the LA Times, where he would talk about the 54th Grammy Awards, which took place 2011. He said, and I quote, "The major nominations for the 54th Annual Awards clearly show that the Recording Academy has been working overtime to be all-inclusive, but more significantly, they also reveal a deep chasm between its goals and the listening habits of the general population." Continuing on, and if one were to measure the vitality of American music through the filter of the Grammy nominations for Song of the Year and Record of the Year, one might think the economy wasn't the only thing that was sluggish. I'm assuming that says, the focus is still on the old music industry model of cash cow hits, major labels investments in commercial radio. Falling behind the times is nothing new for the Grammys, but once they lost sight, I'm assuming that's supposed to be once again, they lost sight of the artistry that makes music soar. They will not just be irrelevant, they will be out of business. Moving on, we still talking about 2011, and it got to a point where Some people don't even want to accept the Grammys, even when they are has been nominated and won. By the way, I'm trying to find. There was one that was really good. There was a run good quote that I read. I was like, yes. Matter of fact, here it is right here. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out who actually made this quote. Ah, here we go. Okay, Glenn, and this is going way back. We talking like 2008. So this was stated in 2008. So here we go. Let me see. Glenn Hansard, leader of the Irish group The Frames, stated in 2008 that the Grammys represent something outside of the real world of music, quote unquote, that's fully industry based. He said he wasn't that interested in attending that year's ceremony, even though he had been nominated for 2 different awards. Moving on, Maynard James Keenan, lead singer of metal band Tool, did not attend the Grammy Awards ceremony to receive one of their awards. He explains his reasons, quote, I think the Grammys are nothing more than some gigantic promotional machine for the music industry. They cater to a low intellect and they feed the masses. They don't honor the arts or the artist for what he, and I'm assuming he should have said she, created. It's the music business celebrating itself. That's basically what it's all about. And I agree with that one. That one, that whole thing right there is true. And that's basically what all these award shows are. Doesn't matter which one you watch. BET Awards, BET Hip Hop Awards, MTV Music Video Awards, the Teen Choice Awards, the Nickelodeon Kids Awards, the Grammys, the Oscars. It don't matter which award show you watch. That's basically what it is. You know, and that's why I don't. Those are the 2 reasons why I don't watch it, because they don't know the difference between rap and hip hop. And when it comes to actually picking these nominees, one, they will get it wrong. 2, they want to feed to the masses to say, oh, this one popular, so let's just give it to this person. And 3, it's a cash cow. It's not celebrating the music, it's celebrating the industry or the business side. And that's really what it's all about. So that's why I don't watch the award show. So if somebody asks me, hey, you seen the BET Hip Hop Awards? I'll be like, no, I don't watch that shit. It's a popularity contest. It's not real. I mean, I don't even know who the judges are or the guys who set this up. So yeah, there you go. That's why I don't watch it. And a response that people may say to me when I tell her I don't watch that shit, I'm going to get into that response next week, because that one is slightly personal. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, the game obviously been over, and I did my thing as always. This is Jim by the second saying peace out, y'all. See y'all next time.